Hello, friends of OCM. My name is Sarah and I'm the social media manager. Today, in honor of Women's History Month, we are going to introduce you to some of the amazing female leaders we have here on our team. To kick us off, let's hear from our CEO, Dawn Robertson. Hi, Dawn. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
What would you say your biggest achievement in your career has been thus far?
I would say my biggest achievement has been to take chances. I grew up in a very traditional department store business at Macy's, and I moved my entire family to Australia and took on running the largest department store there as a pretty young woman with young children. And it was a huge win, but it was scary and it was a chance and it could have failed. So probably that would be the thing I would say I'm the most proud of, but also the thing I learned the most from. So taking chances is really, really critical.
That's a great piece of advice. And being a mother, how do you maintain work-life balance having such a busy schedule?
When I grew up, there were not a lot of women in retail at the senior levels. And my oldest daughter would tell you she grew up underneath my conference room table on Saturdays. I don't think that's quite true, but she would say that. But I've learned that you have to be involved with your children wherever you can. So I was the Girl Scout leader because I couldn't be there during the week, but I could do the Girl Scout meetings on a Sunday. And they grew up knowing that I had another life and that I enjoyed it and I loved it and it made me happy. And so that balance really worked because they saw me have to balance. And one thing I learned is some days you're a great mother, some days you're a great leader, some days you're a great partner, but most days you aren't all three. Give yourself a break.
Thank you so much for answering these questions for us today. I'm so excited to share all this with our followers.
You're welcome, and I'm excited to do it. Have a great day.
Bye. All right, so next up, I would like to introduce our CMO, Marcel Parrish. Marcel leads the marketing and merchandising teams here at OCM. Hi, Marcel. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Who are some of your favorite female role models?
Well, I think there's so many, both from growing up. I think my mom is amazing. I look to her for guidance. She's been an incredible role model to me. I think also when I look out more globally during my time at eBay, at Silicon Valley, Sheryl Sandberg was phenomenal. This was like right before her book Lean In came out. And I think what she's done is really changed the conversation for women. So I admire her greatly. Michelle Obama, I think is fantastic. Huge fan. Love her. I think she has balanced, civic duty with parenthood, being an incredible mom, an incredible role model as a leader, and not just as a wife, is really her own self. And I'm so impressed with her. And then finally, I have to say RBG. I think having women in the room, and I think you'll hear a theme that's consistent across all of these women that I've mentioned, but I do think it's so important that women be given an equal voice and that we have that conversation. And I see now more than ever that's happening. So I'm super encouraged by that.
Do you have any advice for students that are going off to college for the first time, or even for the parents out there?
Absolutely. I do not stress. They will be fine. Having now gone through the college applications and the angst of worrying where to go, wherever they wind up will be the best place for them. And so that's my first and foremost advice. And the second is really encouraging to be independent. I was very worried. I think I called my son maybe like the first week every day. He's like, Mom, I'm good. No need to call it again. Really helping them develop that independence and seeing them grow. It's so amazing. I mean, I love each of them has taken a different individual path, and it's really fantastic to see them grow and how their patterns of thinking evolving, and it's a pleasure. I will say I obsessed about the room. Given my role, I was like, how will we decorate? What will it look like? And Natalie loved decorating her room, very like classic. Connor, really, I bought all, he said this or that. So very different experiences. But I do think that, making sure that they feel comfortable in their dorm room is important. So that is a key piece for me from an advice perspective, finding the right sort of style for what they feel comfortable with, but also making sure it's cozy. It's a warm and welcoming environment. This is their first time away from home where they have a new home.
Yeah, that's great advice. Thank you for joining us today. This was such a pleasure, and I'm so excited to share all this with our followers.
I look forward to it. Thanks again. Take care.
Next, we'd like to introduce our Chief Customer Officer. That will be Lil Abergast. Thank you for joining us, Lil.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Sarah.
What is one piece of advice you would give to the next generation of female college students?
Dare to dream, dare to shoot for the moon and be satisfied with the stars. Again, I can relate to this really directly because of my daughter being in her mid to late 20s. There really is nothing you cannot do if you just choose to do it. And I really believe that. It's the way I live my life personally. It's the way I've lived my life professionally. And the young women coming up now, oh my gosh, just spread those wings and fly, because there really is nothing other than your own shortcomings. There is nothing that can hold you back.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. To learn more about OCM, please visit our website at www.ocm.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram.